and welcome to Business 360. I'm Arundhati Ramanan, and these are the top headlines that we're tracking for you. Sensex and Nifty slide for the fifth straight session. Mid-caps and small caps get battered. 10 lakh crore rupees in investor wealth wiped out today. Forex dealers left puzzled as Rupee makes a surprising recovery, even as US tariffs on steel and aluminium kick in. RBI likely to have sold dollars in massive amounts. Sources say the move is an attempt to scare speculators. Top private equity investors are bullish on India even amidst the market correction, but remain wary of valuations, and some IPOs are being put on the back burner.
No one holds the key to our collective future and shared destiny other than us humans.
Prime Minister Modi pitches India's AI story in Paris, says AI is writing the code for humanity, bats for developing open source systems that enhance trust and transparency. Elon Musk and a group of investors make an unsolicited bid of over $97 billion to take control of ChatGPT maker OpenAI. Sam Altman quickly rejects the offer and mocks Elon Musk by offering less than $10 billion to buy Twitter.
If all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off, and let hell break out.
U.S. President Donald Trump issues an ultimatum to Hamas after it suspends the release of Israeli hostage, alleging ceasefire violations. Trump warns all hell would break loose if hostages are not released by Saturday. Adani shares rise in a downbeat market. U.S. President Trump puts on hold the law which bars U.S. companies from bribing foreign officials. Bangladesh also asks Adani to restore full power supply after 3 months of reduced sales. Prime Minister Modi virtually inaugurates the India Energy Week and reaffirms commitment to sustainability, confident of achieving 500 gigawatts in renewable energy by 2030. Karnataka hosts a global business summit to woo investors, expects investment proposals worth at least 10 lakh crore rupees. We will come to that and more in just a bit, but first to what was a turbulent Tuesday for the Indian equity markets. Sensex and Nifty slid for the fifth straight session. 45 out of 50 Nifty stocks closed in the red. 10 lakh crore rupees in investor wealth wiped out today. The mid-caps and small caps suffered the most. Over 95% of India's top 100 mid-cap and small cap stocks closed with cuts. Sudarshan Kumar joins us now. Sudarshan, decode that sell-off for us on Dalal Street.
So in the last few days, market has taken a big knock, especially in the broader markets, with both mid-cap and small-cap indices are now down 20% each from record highs that both these indices had hit in late 2024, and down 6% each just in last 2 days. And one of the reasons, if you can attribute, is big FIs selling. Just in 2025, FIs have sold shares worth nearly rupees 1 lakh crore in the cash market and nearly rupees 3 lakh crore if you see from the month of October 2024. And the impact can be seen in broader markets. Nearly 30% of total mid and small cap stocks are at or near to 52-week lows, with 70% of them are down 30% or more from their recent peaks. For Sensex and Nifty, the fall is 11 to 12% from the record high, both these indices that have hit in September 2024. But look at broader markets. Mid-cap and small-cap indices are almost in correction territory. Mid-cap index is down 17%. Small-cap index has fallen 19% from record highs. Nifty Next 50, or earlier it used to be known as Nifty Junior, has fallen 22%, and Nifty Small-cap 250 is down 90%. The fall looks more severe if you look at sectoral indices. Media index is down 32%, energy 30%, PSU 28%, realty 26%, and PSU bank 26%, and metal index is down 20% from their record high. So which of the stocks are top loser? Well, not even a single stock is at a 52-week high. And amongst top losers, PSUs are at top of the table. Top losers are MRPL, Cochin Shipyard, Vodafone Idea, Hind Zinc, Oil India, and HUDCO, down somewhere in the range of 46 to 60%. And among small caps, top losers are Sterling and Wilson, Chennai Petro, Raymond, Jupiter Wagon, Titagar Rail and ITI down somewhere in the range of 60 to 65%. And if there was any expectation from earnings, that too seems to have vanished, with number of companies missing estimates has been much more than the ones beating expectation. We'll have to see how the remaining calendar earnings pans out, and if any time soon FIs start buying. That's a big if, but that's what we can hope for now.
Right, Sudarshan, many thanks for those details. For stocks getting battered there on Dalal Street. But from market action to Mint Street, the rupee saw its strongest intraday rally in over 2 years. Dealers attributed the rise of the rupee to the RBI likely to have sold dollars in massive amounts. Lata Venkatesh decodes that rupee rally for us. Lata?
Well, the rupee's rally is absolutely come out of the blue, and it is an extremely sharp rally. The rupee at its sharpest dealt at 86.63, and the overnight close was 87.46. So, you know, it's almost a 1 rupee jump or a 1 percentage point rally in the rupee. And it is surprising because the dollar index has actually strengthened. Last week, Friday night, it was at 107.70 thereabouts. Monday, it went to 108.10. Tuesday, now it's at about 108.4. So dollar is strengthening. Almost all Asian currencies are weakening. Almost all. There's a minor green on the ringgit, but that's minor. Whereas the Indian rupee is extremely strong. And the only reason why it has been strong, the only person who's offering dollars like no tomorrow is the Reserve Bank of India. There are some huge numbers floating around, but all this is market chatter. People tell us that yesterday as well that the RBI must have sold well over $3 billion. Today, in the first half itself, they must have sold an equivalent amount. So the market is only trying to guess why is the RBI standing so much against the current of the foreign exchange flow. And it's not only peculiar to India. You know, all EM currencies are falling. One guess is it wants the other side to come in and sell, the exporters. Typically, Jan, Feb, March is an export-heavy month. We do very well in exports. We sometimes have a current account surplus. So he's probably tempting the exporters to come and sell. Alternatively, they are scaring the speculators. You know, one day the rupee went from 86.50 thereabouts to 87.40. The next day it opened at 87.95, almost 88. I mean, this kind of speculative moves have to be stopped and the speculators have to be hurt. And that may be the position that the Reserve Bank is taking. But at the moment, all these are guesses.
Right, Lata. Many thanks for those details. Now, staying with the rupee, the Chief Economic Advisor, V. Anantha Nageswaran, expects that the currency depreciation may slow down going ahead. Speaking at a summit, he added that the current weakness in the currency is on the back of a prolonged dollar strength and not due to structural issues. Take a look.
In the long run, which is 5 years or beyond, it is ultimately boils down to inflation differential. So in that sense, as long as our inflation rate is 1% or 2% above the average inflation rates of developed countries or the US, to that extent the currency will depreciate. But the point is, this currency depreciation hasn't prevented India from delivering returns to investors. If we are going to settle down at an inflation rate of around 3 to 4% rather than 5 to 6% as before, and if developed countries also end up finding that they can't bring it below 3% down, then naturally the gap between the two really shrinks a lot. And therefore, India may be able to experience a much lower rupee depreciation rate than what we have seen historically. And I don't think we should be too concerned about what is happening currently. This is an extraordinary period of dollar strength, which has lasted quite long.
Meanwhile, crude oil prices rose today amid signs of tighter Russian supply and increasing supply risks. This after reports said that Russia's January crude oil output fell below the target under the OPEC Plus supply agreement. Meanwhile, gold prices hit record highs yet again, this after US President Donald Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminium imports fueled safe haven demand. Billionaire Elon Musk and a group of investors made an unsolicited bid of nearly $100 billion to acquire ChatGPT maker OpenAI. Company CEO Sam Altman responded, saying that he will not accept the deal and mocked Musk by offering less than $10 billion to buy Twitter. Elon Musk's surprise bid to buy OpenAI is the latest episode in his ongoing feud with Sam Altman.
Elon Musk! A consortium led by Elon Musk said on Monday it has offered $97.4 billion to buy the nonprofit that controls OpenAI. It's another attempt by the billionaire to block the artificial intelligence startup from transitioning to a for-profit firm. Musk's bid is likely to ramp up a long-standing feud with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman over the future of the ChatGPT maker. Altman on Monday posted on X, quote, "No thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want." Musk co-founded OpenAI with Altman in 2015 as a nonprofit, but left before the company took off. He went on to found the competing AI startup xAI in 2023. OpenAI is now trying to transition from a nonprofit into a for-profit entity. It says that restructure is required to raise the funds needed to develop the best AI models. Musk's new offer is only his most recent attempt to throw a wrench in those plans. In August last year, Musk sued Altman and others, claiming they broke contract by putting profit ahead of the public good in the push to advance AI. Then, in November, he tried in court to block OpenAI from converting to a for-profit structure. The consortium led by Musk that is now trying to buy OpenAI's parent nonprofit includes xAI and several investment firms. Were a deal to go through, xAI could merge with OpenAI, according to the Wall Street Journal, which first reported Musk's offer earlier on Monday. Aside from any antitrust implications, a deal of this size would need Musk and his consortium to raise enormous amounts of funding. According to an uninvolved investment banker, in order to finance such a bid, Musk could sell part of his stake in Tesla or take a loan against his stake. He could also put up as collateral his stake in rocket company SpaceX, which is worth tens of billions of dollars.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, Prime Minister Modi pitches India's AI story in Paris, says AI is writing the code for humanity. More on that when we come back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still with us on Business 360. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pitched the progress of India's artificial intelligence ecosystem in Paris, where he co-chaired the AI Action Summit alongside French President Macron. Modi is in France for the first leg of his two-nation visit. Addressing the summit, Prime Minister Modi said that nations must pull together their resources and talent and develop open-source artificial intelligence systems that enhance trust and transparency. He said that India was willing to share its experience and expertise to ensure that the future of AI belonged to everyone. US Vice President J.D. Vance also spoke at the summit. He said that excess regulation of the sector can kill the industry.
Governance is not just about managing risks and rivalries. It is also about promoting innovation and deploying it for the global good. So, we must think deeply and discuss openly about innovation and governance, about machines becoming superior in intelligence to humans, but no one holds the key to our collective future and shared destiny other than us humans.
We believe that excessive regulation of the AI sector could kill a transformative industry just as it's taking off, and we'll make every effort to encourage pro-growth AI policies. And I like to see that deregulatory flavor making its way into a lot of the conversations this conference.
US President Donald Trump has given Hamas an ultimatum after the militant group suspended the release of Israeli hostages. Trump has said that he would propose cancelling the ceasefire if all Israeli hostages are not released by Saturday noon. However, he did not clarify his administration was considering a military action.
Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out. And I don't think they're going to do it. I think a lot of them are dead. I think a lot of the hostages are dead. I think it's a great human tragedy.
And speaking of President Trump, days ahead of U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance's scheduled meeting with Zelensky, the U.S. president has said that Ukraine may be Russian someday. Trump, during his interview with Fox News, pushed for ending the 3-year Russia-Ukraine war. He also said that he plans to reap the return on investment via U.S. aid to Ukraine. He said he expects $500 billion worth of rare earth minerals from Ukraine in exchange for support and security guarantees, which the Zelensky government has agreed to. U.S. President Donald Trump's top economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, has criticized India's tariffs. In an interview with CNBC, Hassett called India's tariff structure enormously high. He also added that these tariffs are a major issue that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will have to address during his upcoming visit to the U.S.
Talking specifically about tariffs, just recall that almost every trading partner has much higher tariffs than we do. In fact, the only trading partner that's about where we are, and there's Canada and Mexico who are part of the trade deal, but outside of that, the UK has about the same tariff we do. The EU it's 2 to 3% higher. Taiwan it's 10 or 11%, and India, and we're meeting Modi soon, has got a lot to talk about with the president because they have tariffs that I think the trade-weighted average is a little bit short of 20. Now I'm running it out of my head, so don't give me a Pinocchio. But they have high rates that are enormously high. They're lockout rates. And so President Trump believes that, at the very least, everybody should agree that if they're charging us 20, then we should charge them 20. And then if they go down, we'll go down. But that's the idea of reciprocity in the tariff space.
Shares of Adani Group companies gained today in a downbeat market. This after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order to pause the enforcement of the law used to launch a bribery investigation against the Adani Group. The order directs the Department of Justice to put the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act on hold. Remember, the act prohibits American companies and foreign firms from bribing officials of foreign governments to obtain or retain business. Shares of Adani Power also rallied in early trade. This development comes after reports suggested that the Bangladeshi government asked the company to resume supplies from its plant in India. The company had halved its supply to Bangladesh due to delay in payments in October last year. Remember, Adani Power signed the 25-year contract under former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in 2017. The company has been supplying power from its $2 billion plant in Jharkhand. In a relief for lottery company Future Gaming, the Supreme Court ruled that lottery distributors are not obligated to pay service tax to the centre. The Apex Court ruled that the centre's attempt to impose service tax on lottery operations was unconstitutional. The court added that only a state government had the power to levy this tax. Remember, Future Gaming is India's largest donor through electoral bonds and has donated over 1,300 crore rupees to major political parties between 2019 to 2024. Karnataka is hosting a global business summit to woo investors. The state government is expecting investment proposals worth at least 10 lakh crore rupees. And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Business 360. More news and updates continue right here on CNBC-TV18.